Planning our wedding has become my second full-time job. Maybe you can relate. Honestly, with all the work that we're doing as brides, we should be getting paid for it. Unfortunately, we can't make money on picking out decor or deciding on napkin colors, but we can create content. If you're a creator or even thinking about becoming one, this is the perfect time to get started. Wedding brands love working with real-life brides, and because we're only brides for such a short period of time, these brands are constantly looking for new creators to work with. By partnering with brands, you can save money on wedding expenses, getting some items gifted, and maybe even earning a little extra cash to put towards your big day. It's kind of like a win-win, right? Plus, there are so many brands to choose from. Actually, before I jump into it, comment one brand below that you'd love to work with this year. For me, during my engagement so far, I worked with over 15 wedding-related brands, and I'm gonna show you how you can do it too. I'm super excited to get into this video, but real quick, how are you doing? No, but really, because I know that wedding planning can be a lot. All the pressure, all the emotions, all the opinions. I've found it super helpful to talk about these feelings using BetterHelp, which is the sponsor of today's video. As a bride-to-be, I've been dealing with all the anxiety that you might be feeling too. Thankfully, I've been regularly working with a therapist through BetterHelp, which has made such a huge difference in my stress levels. Now, I know that starting therapy can feel kind of overwhelming, but luckily, BetterHelp makes it super easy. I just filled out a questionnaire and they paired me with a therapist based on my specific needs. I can set up a voice call, a video chat, or just message my therapist whenever I need to. And if you've ever tried therapy in the past, you know that sometimes you get a therapist that's just not the right fit. If that happens, no worries, because you can easily switch to another one with BetterHelp. So if you'd like to try it out, visit betterhelp.com/SarahGav and get 10% off your first month of therapy. I'll put that link in the description as well. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. Let me start by saying this. I do not want you to turn your entire wedding into work. Not at all. This is such a special time in your life, and it should be fun and it should be exciting and the best memory ever. So if the idea of working with brands to create content feels overwhelming or just another thing on your to-do list, this video might not be for you, and that is completely okay. Just focus on enjoying this season and don't feel like you have to add a bunch of extra stuff. But if the thought of creating content as a bride excites you, then let's chat about how you can make that happen. Step one is understanding this. You don't need to be an influencer in order to work with brands. You don't need 10K followers. You don't need a blue check or a perfect feed. These brands are looking for authentic brides, not perfect brides. Brides who can share their real wedding planning experience. And there are really two avenues that you can go. Option A, you do the typical influencer thing where you share different brands with your followers. Or option B, you can go the UGC route and create content that brands will use in their marketing, but not requiring you to post it for your followers. If you have a smaller following, yet you're a really strong content creator, option B might be the perfect fit for you. And if I'm being totally honest with you, some of my favorite projects have been the ones that never even got posted to my account. What these brands value the most is your unique perspective, your creativity, your ability to create content that resonates with their potential customer, aka other brides that are literally just like you. So whether you have 200 followers or 200,000 followers, what matters most is how you can showcase their product, period. All right, so step two is your media kit. This is a website that introduces you to brands and really shows them what you can create for them. Think of it as kind of like your resume, but in video form. Your media kit should mainly include a short little bio introducing who you are and your social media platforms, examples of your previous content. This could be photos, videos, links to your social media posts, whatever. Some important stats the brand wants to know, like follower count or engagement, demographics of your audience, things like that. If you've worked with brands before, definitely add a section for previous clients, previous collaborations. All of this is included in my plug and play media kit template. So if you don't want to start from scratch, I completely don't blame you. You can grab it in the description below. Now, after hearing all that, you might be saying, Sarah, hold up. I don't have good examples of content because I'm a complete newbie. Like, I haven't worked with brands before, so what am I supposed to put in this media kit? I hear you, and I was you. So this is what I did. Find some products around your house, preferably wedding-related products if possible, but totally not necessary. So maybe grab some dresses or heels or some jewelry, hair accessories, like literally anything, and create content with it. So for example, if I make a reel showing off the super pretty white heels that I wore to my engagement party, a shoe company will look at that and know that you can do something similar for them as well. I can film myself making my wedding invitations online, and that's a really good example for any wedding website company or registry company or a service-based business that has a website that you need to use, something along those lines. Videos like these just help the brand visualize what I can create for them just from this content that I shot from home that wasn't a brand deal, completely free, just for my media kit. So don't be afraid that you're a newbie and don't use that as your excuse. Go ahead and create some content, add that to your media kit. So now that we've got all that covered, go grab the template below and let's move on to step 3. Did you know that majority of my brand deals do not come from the brand reaching out to me? Nope. Instead, I actively pitch myself to the companies that I like, and you can easily do that too. So here's how to do it. First, find their email. Usually I reach out to them on Instagram DM and I kind of just ask them for the best email to use. But if they don't respond or if that doesn't work for some reason, you can often find some sort of customer service email online and ask them to direct you to the best email for influencer collaborations. Within this email, start with an introduction. Something like, "Hi, insert brand name here. My name is Sarah and I'm a bride-to-be and I'm a content creator based in Austin, blah, blah." Then find some way to make it personal if you can. So if you have maybe personal experience with the brand, mention it. If you have a friend that used their service and loved it, tell them. If you saw a bride maybe wearing their shoes in a reel the other day, great. Whatever it happens to be, the less cookie cutter that you can make this email, the better. Make yourself valuable. So after this, share a little bit about your audience and why working with you would be beneficial to them. This is also where you should make sure that you link your media kit and maybe even give them an idea of the type of content that you'd like to create for them. And finally, end with a question. I usually say something along the lines of, if you're open to collaborating, what would the next steps look like? Something like that. All right, so here are a few tips to keep in mind when you're pitching. Number 1, be short and sweet. You're usually talking with the influencer manager or someone similar, and they probably get hundreds of emails a day, so don't be long-winded if you want them to actually read it. Number 2, be clear in your subject line. Now, I'm no email expert, to be honest, but typically I go for something like bridal collaboration with Sarah Gavs. It's super simple, and it explains exactly what they're about to read in the email. And number 3, follow up. If you don't hear back in like a week or so, send a follow-up to their email. Like I said, their inboxes are often really flooded and maybe they just missed you the first time. Obviously, don't be annoying about it, but one follow-up is fine. Now, there are 2 types of wedding content that you might pitch or be asked to create for a brand. Either the pre-wedding content or the during wedding content. Okay, obviously I don't mean that you're posting mid-vows or anything like that, but for certain brands that might be at your wedding, like your shoe designer or a jewelry company or some sort of vendor, anything like that, you'll likely be required to send in some photos or videos that were taken at your wedding. A really important tip here, make sure to speak with your wedding photographer or videographer or whoever's gonna be taking this content before you sign any agreements with these types of brands, because not all photographers are okay with the brands using their work, which is totally valid. So just make sure to talk with them and make sure that everybody's on the same page. This way you're all good to go. Now, the other type of content that I've personally done tons of, and you can too, is the pre-wedding stuff. Lots of brands love working with brides pre-wedding because obviously that's when other brides are going to be purchasing things before their wedding. There are a billion companies that are looking for authentic feeling UGC content of brides-to-be just casually chilling at home using their product. So don't forget that wedding content does not just mean wedding day at all. And last but certainly not least, you finally got the brand deal. Woohoo! Okay, now what? Take a deep breath. You got this. But here are some reminders to help you out. Make sure to deliver high quality content. Even if the product is gifted to you, treat every single collab like they just paid you. This builds trust with the brand and in my experience often leads to another collaboration or even long-term deals down the line. Engage with the brand on social media even after your collab. Interacting with their content is not only super kind coming from a social media manager, but it also really helps them out. And it shows them that you really do like their brand beyond just your work together. Stay professional. Like I said, this could lead to more collaborations down the line. So focus on building a positive relationship with each brand. Working with your dream brands as a bride-to-be is completely possible. You just need the right strategy. So I really hope this helps. Don't forget to download my media kit template if you haven't already. It's in the description below so that you can start pitching and hopefully working with a few of your dream brands. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more tips. I might not be a bride forever, unfortunately, but I am a content creator for the long haul, so you can guarantee that I've got a lot more tips to share with you. And just a reminder to let me know in the comments what brand is on your dream collab wish list. Let's turn the comment section into a place for other brides to kind of get some wedding inspo on all these cool different brands. I would have loved that in the beginning of my wedding planning journey. Until next time, happy wedding planning, and I wish you tons of success in your future collaborations. Bye!